everyone, I really hope that you enjoyed that bit of the video, just going shopping. That was a couple of days ago now. David and I went to Bicester Village, but one of the things that we did on the day is we went to Bicester, we drove there in this vehicle, which is a brand new Jaguar F-PACE SVR. And you know something, having driven this vehicle for a week now, I've got to tell you, there are some things about it that I absolutely love, and every time I get in this vehicle and I drive it, there's something new that I'm figuring out, that like a new feature that I didn't really notice before. And like there is an amazing parking feature which I will show you in this as well, because it's been super handy. And when I first saw it, I saw this thing on the dash that said like P for parking, and I was like, what is that? And then it twigged what that actually meant and what it was telling me, so I'll talk about that as well. But this is a 5-litre V8. The SVR, in the range of F-PACE, this is the top of the range. So there are various things about it, the way the engine is tuned, the way it drives, the extras that you get with it, it's a lot more sporty. This is the equivalent of something like the BMW X5 Competition or the Audi RS Q8. This is, if you're familiar with those cars and that kind of, you know, if you're familiar with BMW, they've got the M line, it's kind of more aligned with that. And if those vehicles are something that you are interested in and you've been thinking about, I would really say to have a think about this, particularly if you've got kids and you don't want to lose your, if you're into your cars and you're thinking, I've got kids now, I don't want to lose my sense of style when it comes to my car, then something like this is brilliant. And I'm going to tell you some of my favourite things about it as we go through this, because when it comes to car reviews, there are loads of channels out there that will give you performance information and talk to you about torque and horsepower, and as far as I'm concerned, I will always talk to you about those things, but really what it comes down to is how much is it, what's cool about it, what's it like to drive, what's it like for fuel economy, how much is, you know, that they're the kind of things that most people want to know about. So they're always the kind of things that I will focus on when I tell you about these cars. It's got a maximum speed of, I think, 178 miles per hour. So when you're driving it, this thing is quick. But the other thing that I love about it, and I'm going to start the car to show you this. Oh! The little P for parking sign is showing, so I'm going to show you that. Here we go. So this is what I'm talking about, if we can focus. Can you see? Let me zoom in. At the top there is a blue box and there is a white P inside it. And that shows up whenever there is a car park available. And the thing I love about it, not only does that P sign show up, but a little white arrow pointers either side of it to direct you to the actual car park. Now, the reason why there is no white arrow on it right now is because I'm currently sat in a car park, but it is a fantastic feature, brilliant for if you're lost going around town, you want to park the car and you don't know where you're going and where the parking is. It's been absolutely fantastic for that. This also has the SVR steering wheel, which is leather trimmed. Exactly like with the Land Rovers, everything is controlled by a central control panel in the middle, and one of the things I love, which I'm not going to be able to show you because we're in the middle of day, but cabin lighting. This is one of my favourite features, and it is where you can pick the colour of the cabin lighting when it is dark. So the colour of the lighting that's in the footwells and goes along the door edges, and at the moment it's set on forest green, but you can actually pick my colour and you can make your own, and I always make pink. It's got to be pink. Then you can exit that and it is saved. And as I say, in here there is everything. This also has down here a spot where you can place your phone, and it's wireless charging, and it's non-slip, so when you're driving around it's not sort of like crashing around in there, and it's quite a wide space. There are these little markers here which stop your phone sliding further, and this is a decent size, so if you have a really large size phone, you're not going to have a problem there. Now over here, this is an interesting thing. I think so anyway. This is where you can control how the car drives. So you can pick the mode of the car, and you can also pick their sports exhaust. I've just turned that on. This car, I'm going to show you how it sounds in a minute. Sounds incredible, but you can turn that off if you want to. Set the mode, you twist this, and over on the dashboard, as you twist, it goes into different modes of driving. Now, I have been driving it in dynamic mode for the most part, and this mode, the suspension's firmed up, the car is nippier, it is borderline not hard to control, but it wants to go. Like, I drive a GT3 as my sort of daily car, but this car feels a lot more responsive than that. Can you believe it? The GT3 is great, but you have to wind it up a bit to get it to go. This in dynamic mode just goes. Comfort mode and eco mode. Eco mode I love. Glows up green when you're on eco, and this gives you a better miles per gallon. So my miles per gallon at the moment isn't great because I've been driving in dynamic mode, which is the reason why, but these options are fantastic because if you do want to be a bit more dramatic with your driving, you can skip to this. If you've had enough, you're tired and you want a chilled out drive, you can go to comfort and everything is fine again. I want to go around the car and show you some of my favourite features on the outside and on the inside as well. And one of the things I love, which I've spoken to you about before, because most of the cars that I've actually reviewed from Jaguar Land Rover have all had this, and it is something that I have spec'd in the past, and it is the black pack. What that means is that things like this grille on the front, this would normally be chrome, but that's been de-chromed, and then around the side with the window trims that all go around here, these would normally be chrome as well. And over here, the car is black anyway, it's a colour called Santorini black, and in the sunshine it's beautiful because it's got little metallic flecks of sort of reds and greens in it. It's really pretty. But also around here, this is part of the black pack as well. So this is body colour, this is not. I'm not sure if it's showing. This looks slightly sort of grey, grey black, but these are the extras that you get, and I really think that makes the car. Now let's talk price. This particular car, so the SVR, this particular model with everything that's on it, it also has a front camera, which when you're driving is very handy. But this particular car is £89,445. And if I give you an idea, price-wise, if you are looking at something like the BMW X5 Competition, that starts at around 126,000. And if you are looking at something like the Audi RS Q8, that starts at 109,000. So for this, with everything on it, for 89, personally, if you ask me, I think that's a really good price. I'm going to show you a few inside things. Love these vents as well, very sporty looking. Show you a few things on the inside because the inside is fantastic. Now the seating, I find in a lot of cars the rear seats get forgotten about. They're always a bit boring, but these have got the SVR performance seats in them, which have got black ebony cloth, I think this is called. On my car, so the GT3, that car also has racing seats, but Jaguar have made a slight change here, whereby the actual seat itself is slightly different to your standard performance racing seat, where this is a lot more comfortable, a hell of a lot more comfortable. On my car, it is like sitting on a stone. I'm not joking you. Now to the front, there is a Meridian surround sound system on this. Look at this, carbon all along here. And then you will see that the seating, the performance seats, are carried through into the front. These performance seats are heated and cooled. And if you have a look close up, can you see the perforated holes? That is where the cool actually seems to come through those holes. I think it's the air conditioning that does it. But if you're someone who's always hot, I'm always cold, so I wouldn't use the cold feature. But if you're someone who's always hot, honestly, this is incredible. It really does make you quite cold. This actually lights up, the writing lights up when it's dark. You've got all of your controls on the side of the seat there to adjust your positioning. You could also drive this just back here, here, and over here. Some of you might be familiar, but these are like flappy paddles. So you can drive the car, changing gear yourself if you want to. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for it and I will drive this in comfort without using these, but they're there if you want them. And I do think they're worth having a go on. They can be quite fun. That camera on the front, by the way, that I showed you, you have one on the front and on the rear, and it's actually really good for parking, because over here, if there were white lines on the ground, you can actually see exactly where the white lines are when you're parking, and when you're driving along, you can actually have this feature on where you can see where you're driving. And if you go through here, you can go to view different aspects of the car and see where you are in correspondence to everything around you. Just come round to the rear of the car. David's in it, and I'm going to get him to rev the engine because the exhaust note on this is incredible. Have a listen. If you're someone who likes to be noisy on the road, you've got the option. You can turn this off though, by the way. But David, take it away. Wow. Do you see what I mean? So that is everything. I really hope you've enjoyed this car review, and that if you are in the market for a new car at the moment and you're looking for like a 4x4 SUV kind of thing, that this has been helpful. Honestly, Jaguar Land Rover cars, and I'm not just saying it, they are fantastic. You get so much for your money. They look so sporty. They're really good at performing. This car, I'm at a point where I don't know which is my favourite. I said the Velar is also my favourite, and the F-Type, but I think this one's up there as well in my top 3. Did I say that last time? I think I said that last time. I love the SVR. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.